Our lottery system and gambling system is revising everything, and it's not going to grant people lots of money the way it used to be. The way it's going to work is the lottery cards in the store are going to be sold in different kinds of cards. And these cards come as you see them. They're only joined together as you see them the way they are because that's the way the drawing file works on the computer. When it comes to see where there's a traffic signal going on, you will see it because in the card, as you can see, the one that's got the doghouse traffic signal, you can scratch that once and then it'll tell you whether or not it's going to have all four converters there. And with all four, it just makes more sense. Sometimes, even out of a cross street, they have only two for bike lanes. But to find out whether or not it's planned, scratch this individualized traffic signal. It could be a doghouse, it could be any kind of thing with flashing light or so. And if you want to see whether or not it's going to permit any left turns, you scratch this other one that has left turn arrows. And that's how that works. And then you'll know for sure whether or not these things will work out. Now, let's say you wanted to Google Drive down bike trail. It would be actually a good idea because then you can see what the bike trail's like from a faraway place in the world, and people put their cameras on a tandem bike and it shows where it all goes. Then you can see what you're doing. Yeah. And let's say you wanted to Google Drive down or up the river. Well, what you would do is this is what you would see: somebody lying down in an inner tube, whereas opposed to seeing this bicycle that does the bike trails, you see someone ride river. They're enjoying themselves and going down, and there you would see where you were going. I mean, it would be great because if you can Google Drive or YouTube down Colorado River, that is great. Of course, that means all boaters, including Google Maps ones, must exit the river wherever there's a big waterfall, because those are dangerous to go down. Then they have to drive to the next area past the waterfall. Continue. They may not actually get the waterfall in there. That's easier than the ground. Now, let's say you wanted to go for a ride down some railroad tracks on Google Maps. If it happens to be a standardized railroad track, mostly the Union Pacific, Denver and Rio Grande Western, or Alaska, Burlington, Northern, Santa Fe, what would happen is you would, the railroad track, you get to Google Drive down and you get to see where it goes and what it's like on that and on YouTube. Then you go, wow, I've never seen anything that neat before. And that's why this railroad track lack. You scratch this red one here, it has something to do with light rails that go electric tracks. Electric tracks are always marked in red on the map because that way you know there's some there, and you know that that area is not a playground. And it tells you either get on that train and ride or you walk away from the tracks. It's a no play zone because there's electricity. That's real shocking. That's why we have those red. Of course, driving down one of those trains, making a move out, helps you see what it's like through one city. Then you could go all the way down, find your way pretty easy. Now, here's something that's going to be even more surprising. Take a look at this overhead map with the following road that's about to go on. It's yellow because yellow means proposed. Gray means already here. This is just a drawing of Highland Boulevard, Salt Lake County. The yellow part is where it supposedly will be going, whatever that works out. To scratch this map or another one that's got sort of the same spot, you can see whether or not things are out. And people would know what works out because they keep databases and they can put these drawings on the loss, the way I do. And this one that shows the road as it turns to the left, it could also have one that turns to the right. You can even have a freeway on it. You scratch this, it'll tell you about some roads that are going to get filmed in the future that does out. I think that would be one great idea. And it would also have these black bike trails that go side of the bikes, best rollers, jogs. Now, take a look at this one. Should you ever scratch one of these left turn lights, or maybe another traffic signal, it'll tell you about one that's subject to becoming on the overhead steel girder. In Utah and a few other western places, they use black ones, or one of the other dark colors such as Indian red, Indian orange, Indian yellow, forest green, midnight blue, and plum, and also very dark brown, sepia. What'll happen is if you scratch one of these on the car, it'll tell you which one's getting upgraded. In Salt Lake County, there's a little bit more 30 left that are still hanging on the wire, all depending on when they have money, all depends on how soon they'll finish. We have some hope it'll make it by 2020, depending on how many people are available to work. New construction is going to take neural physiology fix if the genetics on people are not there. And here is the kind of car, flashing red light, flashing yellow lights, and the two groups of two flashing yellow lights. The one on the bottom is what you'd like to see in El Salvador or some other Central American countries. It works like caution, either sideways or up and down, and lets you know you're entering the city. You must slow down. They really should be doing done that for all interstates when the speed is reduced in the city so that you can see at its time it's a speed zone. That's what it means. If you scratch this, it tells you which intersection is getting a traffic signal installed and whether or not it's going to be. And now, here we are at some other overhead things that you'll be seeing. This card with the upgraded intersection on the bird and Ernie's view. That way you can see whether or not things are going to change. If you scratch this card, it'll tell you which overhead view is getting the next change and when. And then you can see for sure that it's getting changed. It may not be upgraded, but at least you'll know either way. And this one will show some roads from overhead on the birdie's view that are subject to extension. You can scratch this and you can find out which one is getting the extension. It'll also tell you which one is not getting the extension or the bridge or connection passage. Then you can see for yourself how it all works. So here's the plan. We're going to get this all worked out. We're all going to together, and there we have it. Even slot machines are going to show you some things that you've won and where your money's going to go. No one will be getting any luxury until they've earned it. It's better to earn what you want through cooperation, just like you learned it on the Muffin Muncher. You ought to read that story sometime, the pages, because in the end the dragon learned that it was better he be generous by helping to get things cooked and baked so that he can earn his muffins later on, rather than insist that they feed him all the time without anybody else. And from that, if you multiply that by any number between 10,000 and 100,000, you'll see the differences between gambling for money and being generous. Because this change will make it a lot easier for us to see upgraded things, which is something that would be everybody's luxury and not just one of ours. So you work it out, and we will be keeping an upgrade on these things. We gotta go, so it's time to say goodbye.